to go in and basically bring him down.
Piece of trivia. Some of you will know that when the observers drink water, they get drunk. Did you know that? Whereas people walk around with a hip flask of brandy or whiskey or something, they have water, man. It's so funny. It's trivia, don't you?
We got Mike 3 in mid-floor with Tom. Mike 3, it's Tom with a red baseball cap on. Well, maybe not.
It's Cobbs, sorry.
Oh, different name.
Who's your favorite Walter? Crazy Walter? Mad Scientist Walter, or Walter Nett?
I have an affection for the first Walter that we developed because he was so new and fresh. So, I mean, the guy that was brought out of the asylum and the one that created relationships with Peter and Astrid, and we saw him grow in confidence and fun. I like him, but I'm so pleased to have had the opportunity to play the other variations of him too. But I call him number one because we always sort of revert to him. I think he's the Walter that the fans initially thought was interesting. Is that right?
That's right.
The right answer?
That's the right answer.
You said one word. That's what it's like in the word terms.
Center floor, Mike 4 with Craig right there.
This question is for John. Through the seasons you've had to play many different versions of Walter, as we've said. Is there any time that you feel kind of a sense of loss when you have to change personalities, as in season 4, and you had to forget Peter? Did you feel a sense of loss for the Walter that loved Peter so much beforehand?
Thank you for that question. It was something that we shared, Jasika and Hannah and I shared a difficult time with you in season 4 because one of the fourth member of the team, the fourth member of the family, was missing. And so and not only missing, but we had no knowledge of him. So we didn't have that, there was no, for Walter it was like this poor man who was obsessive, compulsive, agoraphobic, locked in, still smart, but really not funny and not nice and sort of ugly, dirty. And he was being looked up by these two kind ladies, but only because he was very smart. There's no other reason. There's no affection, there's nothing. That was really hard. Do you remember that time?
Yeah, it was really hard, and I remember I had some issues with it just because I think that Astrid's placement in the show is specifically because of her relationship with Walter. That's why she's on the show. And so without having that connection to him, I felt a little bit lost. I didn't really know what she was there for or what purpose she was serving. And eventually, you know, as the story went on and then the Astrids got to meet each other, and I thought that relationship between, you know, those two women was fleshed out a bit more. But at the beginning of season 4, it was really weird for us, and we would talk about it a lot, actually.
We struggled with it, and I still don't quite understand it, to be honest with you, but I think we made an incredible rescue to come back. And the second, I'm really thrilled with particularly the second half of season 4. But there was also some great individual episodes in the first half that I remember with great affection.
Left with Jackie somewhere in the upper, whoa, way up there. They're jumping up and down. It's Mike 6.
Hi there, this question is for Jasika. Your performance as Alt Astrid was very nuanced and lovely. May I ask, if it's not too personal, was that derived partially from your life with your sister?
No, it's not too personal. Thank you for the question. And yes, in part. My sister is on the spectrum, but she does not have Asperger's, and alternate Astrid has Asperger's. My sister is she's a little bit lower functioning, so her communication skills are way unlike Alt Astrid's. But the one thing that I took from just growing up with my sister's 14 right now, so obviously I was with her as she grew, and she was diagnosed when she was 5. And the one thing that we always knew was different about her was her inability to maintain contact when she was trying to talk with somebody. And so I did my own research, and as I grew up with her and met people in her classes and stuff, I realized that that was something that was pretty prevalent the community of kids specifically dealing with autism. And so I thought that that would be a really neat thing to incorporate into the character of alternate Astrid, because she's always relaying this information. She has to talk to people, but she doesn't want to be social. And so I thought it was really cool if she goes to work and she's like, I'm doing my job and I'm great at my job, but I don't feel like hanging out and talking to you. And I really, I think that's such a cool quality in somebody, to kind of shirk, what's considered normal and just do whatever feels comfortable. And it feels comfortable for her to give you the information without looking at you, and then look at you and make sure you understood it, and give you some more information, and then look at you. And I've got people to come to me and they were like, I thought alternate Astrid was blind or something like that. And I was like, whatever. Not everybody has the pleasure of, having people with autism in their lives, and fortunately, I do. So.
So we're going to the VIP section, night 4. Oh, nice cowboy hat. And is it Calvert or Calvert? Calvert.
Hi, John. Hi, Jasika. John, this question's for you. Since you played Denethor and Walter, is there any special training you seek to be cast as crazy people, Lola?
Most actors will tell you that they'd rather play a bad character than a good character, and they'd rather play a complex character than a simple character. And both Walter and Denethor are incredibly complicated characters. So from my point of view, that's what I live and breathe for as an artist, is that complexity. We're all a bit mad, except thee and me, and even thee. Now, do you know that saying? I just know. We're all a bit mad. I just look at people around, I look at my own family, I look at myself in the mirror. The behaviours that I find amusing are just all of us. We're terribly funny. We're really nice. We're very funny people. So funny. The way we react to each other. Not so funny is what happens to people when mental illness enters their life. That's not funny, but it can be observed easily enough in the streets of our cities. So I use all of those aspects of it. I don't know, mate. It's just variations of normal comedy. It's not. You never go out to play insane. You couldn't, because if you were insane, you couldn't rationalise it. And you never judge a character either. You never say, I am insane, because very rarely does a person know what they are exactly. So you just try and play what they call the truth of the moment. It's sort of complicated in terms of acting terms, but there are ways through it. The last thing you do is judge yourself or call yourself a name. You just try and stay with whatever that character's reality is and the way that character's viewing the world, and suddenly you look like you're mad. Like I just did.
And with 5 minutes left, so a few more questions. We're going to mic 5 in the front with Allison, somewhere to the right. Oh, right there.
We haven't seen a lot of Jean the cow lately. I'm wondering if you guys have any fun stories of working with her on set.
Yes. We love her. I love her.
I can't stand her.
But I make her work with me on that. I make her brush Jean, and she's scared of her. This Jean is huge, hairy, smelly thing that books all over the place.
Guys, it's a cow. It's a cow on a small set with like 100 people. So you see it on TV and it's like, oh, it's a cow, it's so cute and it's mooing. The mooing does not happen when it's supposed to. That's all ADR did. I know, I'm telling all Jean's secrets. And the cow poops and pees whenever it wants to. And it sounds like a bucket of water being dropped. And so then you have to clean your shoes off and get out of the way, and then your clothes smell like boo-boo. And it's like such a more exhausting experience dealing with Jean the cow than it appears to be on television. I like animals, cows are cool, but Jean is a handful.
That is so wrong. Slanderous.
You're gonna see Jean's face on like TV Guide next week.
Yes.
And like People magazine.
Or National Enquirer.
Yeah.
Jasika spills her guts about Jean the cow. Do Jean Nicole is wonderful. And she does have personality. And she likes me more than you, that's the main problem. But she doesn't do on cue. She would be sitting there shuffling, farting and carrying on, and then someone would call, action, she's Mother Nicole, don't try acting it. I love her, and she was there every week.
Well, last thoughts on the fans who have given you these 5 seasons. And you come to these conventions, you meet them, they say thank you. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans to wrap this up as we head into our 5th and final season of Fringe?
Yes, I'll start off and then you finish. There's no question in anyone's mind that without the very vocal fan support, we would not be here. We wouldn't have been here after 2 seasons. More so than any show I can remember almost. So if we have a 5th season, it's because of the fans. And I know that just from the dealings that I have at different places in fact, I think the fans know more about the show than I do. I really do, because sometimes they ask me a question and I go, oh, that used to happen to me with Lord of the Rings too. People ask me, oh God, I don't know, I didn't read that bit. These fans, and other people that have been in television for a long time, said the fans are Fringe. There's never really been anything like them. So, thank you. The reason we have a season 5 is because of those fans and over here.
I just wanted to say that being a part of the sci-fi community is such a privilege because there aren't a whole lot of genres in film and TV and entertainment where you start off with a core group of people and you remain with that core group of people for like the rest of your life. And that's such a cool, unique opportunity. So I feel really lucky that my first TV show was with everybody that's here. And this is like set the precedent for me. So anything that I do after this, if it's not sci-fi, it's probably not going to be that exciting, unfortunately. So thank you guys for being with us from day 1.